welcome. In today's video we've got some interesting wildlife to have a look at. So if you're not into creepy crawlies, today is probably not the video for you. Another YouTube gardener, Nick the gardener, has been having some trouble with his potatoes and thinks it's probably wireworm, the grub of the click beetle. But he found a wormy looking insect today and wasn't sure if it was a centipede or a wireworm. So this little clip should be perfect timing for him. So let's take a look and see what exciting things I've been finding in the garden. Well, not just me. The grandson found a slow worm yesterday as well. We're going to start off with millipedes and centipedes. On this piece of white tissue, so we can get a good look, trapped under my plastic pot here, is a millipede. I'd say he's about 2 inches maximum long, 1.5 inches. Let's lift the pot off and see what we can see. Trying to figure out how to get out of here. There he is. Ooh, off at quite a speed. No, it doesn't want to climb onto my hand. Well, usually when you touch them, they curl up into a little ball. Surprised this one's still running around. Millipedes are great for the garden, marching around, munching their way through all sorts of rotting and decaying material. A welcome member of the garden clean-up crew. I managed to get a nice photograph of him showing off all those millions of little millipede legs. And here he is one last time running around trying to get out of that plastic pot. I'm going to take him off and put him in the compost pile. I'm sure he'll find plenty of nice things in there to munch on. Captured in my pot this time round, with my muddy, dirty hands, because I've just been digging him up, is a centipede. This yellowy orange centipede is found in the soil, a couple of inches down, in amongst the plant roots. It shouldn't be damaging your plant roots. It's actually running around in there, hunting, looking for other bugs and microbes that might want to be damaging the roots of your plants. So just like the centipede, just like the millipede, this centipede is our garden friend. Here he is on my hand for a closer look. He's very shiny and wet looking, although he is actually quite dry to the touch. He's very squirmy and wriggly, unlike the millipede that had a much more positive idea of which direction he wanted to go in. This one's searching around looking for somewhere to hide himself. As I said, usually they would be buried in the soil, so he's probably not too keen on the light. So the next show and tell today is a slow worm. Now, I've had slow worms on the channel before. I come across them quite regularly. This one was found by the grandson yesterday afternoon. So he's been in this box for a little while. Be keen to get out. Beautiful specimen. Now, although he looks like a snake, it is not a snake, it is a lizard. A legless lizard. Oh, and he's a bit cold. Oh, wiggling his tail. Can we get him all in shot? There he is. Now I say a beautiful specimen because he still has all of his tail right to the pointy tip. And very often, if I can show off its pointy tip, there we go. Very often, slow worms will have a round, nubbed end to their tail, because at some point in their life they've either had this tail bitten off, woo, He's trying to escape from me. He's going really fast. There we go. As I was saying, they can have their tail bitten off, or they can drop it purposefully in order to escape from some predator that's caught them. So I'm going to release this one into the compost pile, and he can decide wherever he wants to go and live. He'll eat slugs and snails and worms and eggs of such like beasts. Oh, he's really fast. There we go, we got him. He's hanging on to my thumb really tightly with his tail. So this is not a snake, much though it looks like one. It's actually a lizard. Unlike snakes, they don't lay eggs. They're actually live bearers and give birth to little tiny slow worms. Writhing around, thinks I'm going to eat him. So we got all of him, there he is. One very speedy slow worm. It's not a worm, it's a legless lizard. And it's not slow, it's really fast. Oh, he's all curled up, knotted himself up at the bottom here. Twisted round himself. Well, there's a good shot. We can see the underneath of him. His fancy pattern underneath. Makes it look very snake-like. And quite often they'll have a black stripe along the centre of their back. And that black stripe will show that it's a female slow worm and not a male. So this one's looking like a boy. And here's a nice still picture of it so we can get a good look. It's certainly tied itself in a pretty knot. And here's its head looking very snake-like. It does have that forked tongue just the same as well. And in this shot we get a better view of that underside with its fancy snake-like pattern. I changed my mind and decided to release him into the pumpkin patch. He can have a lovely happy time in there this summer, or slither off to wherever else he would prefer. He can find lots of sun and lots of shade, whatever he likes in there, and hopefully eat a few slugs while he's about it. The squashies and pumpkins are doing wonderfully. I'm amazed in this scorching heat how well they're doing. They've been watered once, and only once, in the past month. And I only watered them then because I was watering other things in the area, not because they looked like they needed it. Next on the animal list today is this little bird nest. I spotted it a while ago in the shed, and yesterday I noticed a little bird. Quite honestly, I thought it was an old nest and didn't realise it was being used. Today I set up the camera looking into the nest and left it there running while I went off to have some lunch, just to see if we could capture some interesting pictures. Maybe we'd be lucky and Mum would come and feed them. I have to say I was surprised how much activity there was at the entrance to the nest. Oh, exciting that we got to see Mummy Bird bringing some food. I think she's a wren. Now yesterday I knew there were 2 little beaks in that nest, but today I can definitely see at least 3 faces bobbing around. They're looking quite big as well. I don't think it'll be long before these little chicks are fledging out of the nest. Just for a second here, I think I can see 4 beaks. That would be wonderful. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here comes Mummy Bird again. As well as delivering food, she's taking away some nest rubbish with her as well, handed to her by one of the chicks. Fascinating. She did this last time as well, but it was so quick we didn't see it as clearly. If you've enjoyed today's video, click that like button and let me know. Click subscribe and YouTube will make sure you see my next video. Bye for now and thanks for watching. And remember, whatever you're doing, have fun doing it.